Argentina's finance minister made his case to Parliament Wednesday for bringing all the country's sovereign debt back under Argentine jurisdiction. This huge legal standoff. Joel Richards has been following this for us the entire time. He's live for us in Buenos Aires with the details and more. Hi, Joel.
Evening, Phil. Well, as you said, well, everybody really had been hoping for a quick solution to this situation, but if anything, it's really escalating. Paul Singer, the director of one of the hedge funds involved, has brought in Madeleine Albright's firm, of course, the former Secretary of State, to help his case. Elsewhere, George Soros, the billionaire, has sued the Bank of New York for freezing the bondholders' money. So really, if anything, the situation becoming increasingly complicated. Meanwhile, here in Argentina, Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, the president, has gone to Congress with a new law that she's hoping will enable Argentina to bypass Judge Griesa's ruling in New York. And it was today when the debate started in the Senate. As Argentina looks for a solution to the legal standoff with holdout funds, Finance Minister Axel Kicillof took a defiant tone, speaking to the Senate on Wednesday. The government aims to pass a bill that allows the creation of a new account in Argentina to deposit future debt repayments. Bondholders could voluntarily accept new terms to receive their money. This would sidestep a US court ruling by Judge Thomas Griesa that orders Argentina to pay the holdouts in full if anyone is paid at all.
Today, if Parliament does nothing or abstains, given the current circumstances, it becomes a clerk of Judge Griesa's court.
Some in the Senate could not be convinced.
There are lots of issues to analyse, but we will reject this law because the government already has the necessary tools, and neither will we legitimise the 2010 swap.
The government hopes to wrap up this debate swiftly and move forward with this new legislation. The reason for such haste is that the next debt repayment is due at the end of September.
As he has done on several occasions in recent weeks, Kicillof maintained that Argentina is not in default and also repeated that Argentina will not pay the full $1.4 billion owed to holdouts. Local media has this week reported that loan agreements, including those signed with China, might break down if this situation is not solved, and analysts believe a solution is some way off.
Now the outlook is that the most likely scenario is that this situation of limbo default in a limbo situation is going to last longer than initially expected by the market, and it's likely to be solved probably by the next government in 2016.
In the end, Congress is expected to pass this bill to offer voluntary debt payments from Argentina, but it won't resolve the continuing legal battle with hedge fund holdouts. It also won't change an economic panorama in which the central bank reserves are at a record low and the local currency is falling too. So everybody waiting then to see how this pans out. There are doubts quite how many of the bondholders will get involved, even as is expected this law does go through. But of course, this still leaves then enormous uncertainty here in Argentina, a country with very high inflation and in which they're still suffering really devaluation on the peso. But we'll have more on that situation, Phil, later in the week. Back to you.
Okay, of course.